All right, welcome in everybody. This is the Sober and Unbothered podcast. You are tapping into episode, I think this is 13. And I know what y'all thinking, man. Man, God, you got another guest on the podcast. Yeah, well, we got a celebrity in the studio today. Flyer V, aka Veronica. What's going on? I know it's been a long
Hello.
time coming.
It really has. It really has. I'm really excited. I haven't been a guest on a podcast before for a little while, so
Have you done them before?
I did do it once, but it was not a sobriety podcast. It was something completely different.
Oh, okay. I know once you're doing sober life.
I was. I left sober life.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
I just didn't align with their values.
Oh, okay. Because
Yeah.
yeah, I know. We talked before, and I was supposed to hop on there, with
Yeah,
y'all.
I left like the day after I was supposed to interview you.
Really? So
Yeah.
is it one person over there, or is it like?
It's a whole company and they
Oh,
make
really?
clothes and stuff as well. And they used to have a podcast host back in the day. And I guess
Yeah,
he left for the same reason.
really. So I don't want you to like air out there, the dirty laundry. I don't know. It's like what they got going on over there? What's going on?
Uh, Not paying their influencers, that's for sure.
Oh,
Um,
really?
yeah. And harassing people. So that's what they had going on a few months ago when I was there.
Damn. Is it virtual? Like, I'm sure they have influencers like all over the states and shit like that.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. It's all virtual and you're supposed to earn commission, but they just never give it to you.
Well, that's tough. Damn. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you went through that.
It is what it is.
You seem to be doing your thing now. I've been
I
seeing other
am. I
people.
am.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, I've been an influencer for quite some time. Because I'm old for the influencer world. I'm 28, so
I'm
I
26, so I mean, ain't that old. I
yeah,
guess.
but most of the influencers are like 20.
I mean, is there really an age limit on this in this space?
No, most people assume I'm 20, so yeah. they- That's it.
All right, so I mean, so I want to know more. Like, I mean, I know we've only really talked like on like a professional business, trying to get on podcasts here and there. So I don't know. I want to know more about like you and your story and like, I know you're from Portland.
I am from Portland. I've lived here almost my whole life. I was born in LA. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. All my family's from California, but me, my brother, and my parents live here.
So leading up, so I know you're sober. I think you should
Yes.
just say what 360 you had a year sober just
Yeah, I
recently.
just hit a year sober on September 29th.
Okay, so like tell me about leading up to that point. So like was it I know were you drinking or was it what was the
So
addiction?
like I obviously like drank alcohol on random occasions, but no, I was not an alcoholic. I was a Am I allowed to say the drug on here?
Yeah.
Okay, I was a coke addict. I did a lot of cocaine. Um, I did not drink very often, but I did a lot of cocaine all the time. I didn't have a very long period of addiction. It was only about 2.5 years, and coke was the first substance I ever tried, which is
Really?
shocking to most people. Yeah. I did cocaine before I smoked like a vape for my first time. I was doing coke before I like smoked weed. I had never smoked weed until after I tried cocaine.
Damn.
Yeah.
Isn't
So I
don't they
just went
say
hard and fast.
yeah, isn't cocaine like they say it's like the easiest and like quickest drug you can get addicted to?
I mean, I think that's crack, but like, I think that's crack, but like, I guess crack is like an extra step. I don't know. I was never offered crack, and so I have no idea. Um, I was addicted to just cocaine. We used to, I don't know, we used to be like, oh yeah, I don't do the hard stuff, just coke, but like that definitely is the hard stuff. Like that definitely is the hard stuff. So, but around here, I was really big into raves, and I went to raves probably like two or three times a week. and people do a lot of cocaine there. People do a lot of cocaine there.
Yeah. I
Well,
think everybody realizes like, especially for me, I realize like a lot of people do coke, more than you expect and realize.
well, especially people who go out, because if they're drinking and they want to be able to stay up, they do
Yeah.
coke. I started off drinking and then I was like, this isn't very fun. And I was
Yeah.
offered coke and it made me completely sober,
Yeah.
like after being drunk. And I was like, this is great.
So
And
like,
then it just,
that's actually a thing. I bet I ain't mean to cut you off, but like,
yeah, no, it's definitely a thing. That was the first time that I used it was at a party. And I was like, someone was doing it. And I was like, well, what does it feel like? And I was already drunk at the time. And this was, I think, back in like 2021. And I was like, well, what is it going to make me feel like? They're like, it's going to make you sober. And it did make me sober. It also made me, I'm on ADHD meds already. So, like, I know what a stimulant feels like. But it was a different type of stimulation. It was euphoric.
really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh.
It was euphoric. I had never tried anything like it. I'd never tried anything. But,
Yeah.
so
I
I
mean, but
don't
yeah,
know.
I know ADHD, because Adderall. I know that's an amphetamine. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I've taken Adderall before, but I've never done coke, but I've always heard like, you know, the stories of how it feels, and like, I don't know, I always felt like people were exaggerating, like when they do it, it's like they're like amped up. I don't know if that's,
Yeah, no, it definitely is like that. Like you just all of a sudden, like when you're drinking and all of a sudden you feel like more social and like like when you first drank, that first drink.
yeah,
And you just feel like good and you feel like you could talk to anyone. It gives you that's what Coke does without the drunk. It
really.
makes you feel confident, it makes you like talkative, you become like everybody's entertainment for the night.
Mhm. Really?
And I'm a
Huh.
lot different than I think most other people in recovery or sobriety, where I didn't have a bad experience. Like, I didn't stop because it was a bad experience anymore. I never hit that.
So you feel like you didn't hit rock bottom.
No, my rock bottom was being forcefully sent to rehab. Like, but I didn't want to go. Even when I was in rehab, like, they just kept telling me, I'm sure it was bad. And I'm like, it really wasn't. I was having a good time. And like, the people I was around sucked, but like, it wasn't the drug itself is not what was a bad time for me.
I kind of want to backtrack a little bit and like kind of talk about like how you got introduced to like coke. So I mean, because I know for me, like the first time I drank was like I was really young, like 12, but I didn't really get drunk until I was like 15, 16. And then I had like a little period where I didn't drink, and it was like here and there. And then yeah, then I went away to college, and then that's when shit just yeah. But I wanted to know more, like, yeah, like the story,
So,
like leading up to that point.
so it was like the end of COVID in Oregon, and I had decided to go. I was 24 at the time, and I had decided to go down to one of the college towns where my friend lived, and I decided to go to a party with them. I at the time was just planning on drinking, and people there were doing coke, and that's when I got introduced to it. And at the time when I went to that party, I was also dating a guy that sold coke, but I wasn't doing it, and nor did I plan on doing it. Like, I had been offered it, but I always said no until that one night, that party. um and these were the first people I'd ever, to my knowledge, known or hung out with that actively did cocaine on a regular basis. Like, I don't, maybe I was around other people that did it, but I don't know. Um, these were the first people that I hung out with that were really fun, and they were not shy about using substances. especially on a regular basis. And when I started hanging out with them, I met other people. And those were the people that introduced me to raving, and all of them either sold or did cocaine. And you don't know how many people you know that do it on a regular basis until you find out. And then
Yeah.
when everyone around you is doing it all the time, it just seemed so normal. I don't know. Like everyone, I was suddenly this like sheltered person where I was the only one who didn't know what things are. I was the only one who hadn't tried these things before, but I also wasn't around people that did it. And also, I didn't go to like a big university and they all did, and they were all part of fraternities. And that's basically how I got introduced to it. And then I just continuously found myself in friend groups,
Oh, okay.
all did it all the time. But each friend group I joined after that did more cocaine than the last friend group and more often than the last group.
Ain't that shit expensive? That's what I hear.
I mean, yeah, I was spending like 400 a week.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I can see that. I mean, yeah, I'm not, as you can tell, I'm not too educated in, that
I mean, I wasn't
drug.
either.
You,
I
you
wasn't
saw it?
I wasn't either, but
Yeah.
you find people that do it and then you just become that person that does it.
So, I mean, okay, so you said you were forcefully, um, sent to rehab. So, like, what was that? What was that point? Like, what happened?
Well, I woke up on a Wednesday morning, and my brother at the time owned a vape shop, and he was like, "Here, I'm gonna bring you a vape so you can try it." And I was like, "All right, whatever." And so at the time, he was living down the street from me, like 5 houses that way. He showed up at my door. I'm still in my pajamas. It's like, I don't know, 8 a.m. And for some reason, my whole family's there. My brother, my parents, and then there's a random bald man standing with them. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay. Immediately, I was like, immediately, no, I wanted to just slam the door because I was like, I don't care what you have to say. And they're like, "Can we come in?" I was like, "Does Ricky have my vape?" And he didn't have my vape. But they started reading these letters, and I'm like, "Okay, well, I don't care. I don't care. I literally don't care." And then they were like, "We really want you to go get help." And I was like, "No, I don't need help." Apparently, I was so good at convincing them that I wasn't doing cocaine that my mom almost called the intervention off, like during the intervention. Until yeah, but the interventionist guy was like, "No, this is a problem." And, eventually I just got tired of fighting and was like, "Fine, here's my bag," because I had just bought a whole 8 ball that I hadn't even touched yet, which is 3.5 grams, and I hadn't even touched it yet, and I was like, "Here it is. Here you go." And, then I couldn't fight the intervention off anymore, and I still didn't wanna go, and the interventionist, I actually this was probably one of the last times that I fully trusted people in my life, because the interventionist said, "If you don't go, we're gonna call the police and tell them you're selling. Even though you're not, it looks like you are." And I was like, and everyone just sat there, and I was like, "This is wrong." And they were like, "You're gonna lose your house, you're gonna have to live in your car, and I have 3 pets." Like, that wasn't gonna happen, and so I just ended up going to rehab.
Damn. Can they do
But
that?
I
I
had to
mean,
get
I'm.
on a plane and go to rehab. Like, I live in Portland, and I went to rehab in, um, the San Francisco area.
Oh, okay.
So I was, like,
That's.
freaking out in the airport,
Yeah.
and
Was it the same day?
yeah, it was, like, 4 hours later.
Really? So they had that. They had the tickets ready, or they just bought it the ticket that same day.
They bought it immediately after I said yeah, but my parents had already paid, like, a bed holding fee
Yeah.
at the place I went to rehab. I went to a place called Altamira, would never recommend it to anybody. It was a luxury rehab, but it was god awful.
Yeah, I was gonna ask. So I mean, I'm sure when you got sent to rehab, forcefully, like I'm sure you were upset, pissed off, But how is like the rehab experience? Like I know because there's been some controversial like people in my comments that been like, oh yeah, like rehab saved my life. And like I'm not knocking it. Like rehab, there's
Rehab is great for a lot of people. I did not like my rehab. I They broke HIPAA guidelines on several occasions. I was the only girl. I was getting sexually harassed there, and they basically were just like, "We don't care." Um, yeah, and it was like a actual luxury rehab. It was also a 12-step rehab. So basically, they're only teaching you AA stuff, which I don't do AA. The last time I went to any type of 12-step meeting was literally in rehab, which was a year ago right now. Um, like I was getting my phone back in rehab probably like today, a year ago.
so technically you're saying this place wasn't shit. You know what I'm saying?
It
Like,
was extremely expensive. It was very luxury. There were private chefs. You got a massage. Like I got my own full house to myself. It was a former resort in Sausalito, California that they turned into a rehab, but there was only 6 total people the entire time I was there. Like patients, including me. And I loved the people that I met there. They're still my good friends. But like when parents weekend came around, I was already feeling really uncomfortable, and my therapist there and the clinical director had told my parents like everything she says is a lie. And when parents weekend came, my parents came down, and the other patients there talked to my parents and were like, "Yeah, she's just lucky she's in rehab with us, because to be honest, I don't know that she would be safe here with this one guy." Because there was a guy who was stealing my underwear. He was standing outside my window watching me. Like, he was creepy. Asked
fuck.
me if he could pay me to be with me. Yeah, it was creepy. And nobody cared. Nobody cared because it was all about the money. They told my parents if I left rehab after 30 days that I was going to die before my birthday. My birthday's in January. I'm still here. They were awful. They made me go cold turkey off my ADHD meds for no reason. They just wouldn't give it to me. And then they told me that they were going to call my doctor and tell them that I can't ever have ADHD meds again when I came back, which is
What?
not true.
How
Oh,
the
I'm on
fuck?
ADHD meds. This place is like
Yeah.
really suspect. Their Google reviews give them, I think, like 2 stars. And my parents didn't believe me when I was on the plane there, but it's worth the 2 stars.
So you were researching the place like right before like
I
you
didn't
went out.
even know where I was going until we were landing the plane. I had no idea where I was going, but I looked him up on Google, and they had 2 stars. People were like, "They're really suspect. Like, you will not feel safe here."
Who found this place?
The interventionist, they get like kickbacks,
See, this is what I'd be talking about. Yo,
and
see,
like, there's definitely some people that need like to go to rehab,
yeah,
and I
yeah.
don't know that I would have stopped if I hadn't been sent away to rehab. I really don't know that I would have stopped, but
Like I've heard, I mean, mostly bad things about like people going to rehab, but I'm sure there's some good ones out there. But it's like
yeah.
I don't. It's like I don't know. It's like I feel like some of these like these organizations and these places, like I feel like they're just like you said, the interventionist was getting a kickback with the money and stuff like that. And it's like I feel like a lot of these places are just in it for the money. They're just trying to like, oh yeah, send them here because we get a check, do this and do
Well,
that. It's
yeah, and I mean, for the interventionist to be like, "I'm gonna frame you as a like drug dealer," even though I wasn't. I was a heavy drug user, but I was not a drug dealer. And like say they're going to send me to prison is crazy just so that you get a kickback.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like that's crazy to do, to like take advantage of these families. And like then my rehab calling my parents and saying, "Hey, she's going to die if she goes home." That's crazy. That's crazy. And I'm not the first person they've done that to. I'm not the first person a rehab in general has done that to. There's stories about interventionists and rehabs all over TikTok.
Oh, I bet.
Like, I think the other people I was in rehab with had a much different experience, except for one guy. He had the same exact experience as me. Um, but the others, like, they're so grateful for Altamira. They're so thankful. And they would write down in their morning, like, check in every day at Altamira. And they're like, "I'm grateful for Altamira." And I'm like, "Are you okay? Like, this place sucks." Like, they drank the Kool-Aid.
I feel like those people in there were like
I mean, they
probably
obviously
paid.
had different addiction experiences, so maybe this was better.
Yeah. I mean, but you did get sober, like getting out of there. And that's a
Yeah,
good thing.
like yeah, because it's like, I know that if I fucked up and never did cocaine again, I would get sent back there, and I'm not willing to.
How do you feel now? How do you feel now? Like, so now you're sober and like a different person. Like, do you feel like do you miss? I mean, I know some people miss that other version of themselves at some point, but it's like, do you like this version of yourself you are now?
I do like this version of myself, but I don't sometimes I just miss the experience. Like, I feel like I just sit at home and relive the same day over and over. And I know I like could be doing other stuff, but it's really hard when all of your friends did that and you had to cut them all off. And now I just feel like a part of me like died when I went to rehab.
Yeah, yeah. That's something I always say too. Is like getting sober is like kind of like a breakup. It's like you're
Absolutely.
yeah, you're so used to a version of yourself that you're so used to. You've been around that person that you were for so long, and once you're not doing that anymore, it's like you said, like you feel like a part of you died. It's like yeah, you kind of breaking up with yourself, and it's like
Pretty
sometimes it's hard
much.
to come back from. Yeah,
Especially when like I'm already a person that doesn't really care what other people think of me. So it's like I liked that version of me a little bit. So it was hard to get rid of that identity of the party girl.
I mean they got like sober raves now, don't they?
Do they? I mean, I know people go to raves sober, but
Yeah, I mean I never been to a rave. So I mean, yeah, but I'm sure there's something out there. It's like a sober rave, or I don't know.
probably.
Because I mean, our raves just like it's just raves.
Technically speaking, there's only supposed to be alcohol at the rave. But there's a lot more.
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure. Sure. So have you been to a rave since? Probably not. Would you?
I am going to one in
Yeah.
December. I am going to go to a rave with a sober friend.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
What about the friends you were with before? Like you used to talk to them. You still kick it with them? Were they like when you got sober? Were they like, you're different? Or were they like,
Some of them never talked to me again after I got sent to rehab.
really?
Yeah, some of
That's to be
them never
expected.
talked to me again. There was a friend who was living with me here, um, while I was in rehab, and my parents kicked him out of my house while I was in rehab. He was my best friend, actually, uh, because he abandoned my pets for like 4 days, and went to go do coke. But I have not seen him since the day I went to rehab.
I mean, yes, it's growth. It's growth. You know,
Yeah,
cut people
most
off.
of the people just never reached out to me, even while I was in rehab.
That's how you know they weren't your real friends. They weren't the real ones.
I mean, yeah, a lot of people were only around me because I was the only person that could afford coke. So like, I understood that, but like, a lot of them were people that were at my house every day. So like, that's kind of crazy.
How do you feel about I've been wondering because I have family in Portland, so like I'm out there like from time to time, and I noticed like in downtown, most areas have like there's like a homelessness crisis, addiction crisis. Does that like get to you? Does it bother you? Like when you see someone like on the side of the street, like
I
addicted,
don't, I don't know if I'm just like so desensitized to it or what. But also, like where I live in the suburbs, so I'm like 20 minutes south of downtown, and I don't experience that here unless I go to downtown.
yeah, I was wondering because it's like damn, like because I mean I to be fair, yeah, when I'm out there, like yeah, I guess I don't know. I don't know. It's just like usually when I like when I go downtown, so that's when I see it the most. And it's like
Yeah, when it's like downtown, like there's a lot of, but they're all on fentanyl. Like
yeah, isn't a lot damn near everything's like decriminalized in Oregon.
it used to be, but
Really?
when I went to rehab, they changed the law, and everyone was in my friend group like, "Oh, we can't, like, carry around an 8 ball anymore." I was like, "That's always been illegal, that amount." But
Really? I just did a paper on this last semester, and I wasn't aware that they what law changed? Like what's different now?
I don't know. I just know that
Yeah.
it's back to being, like, more than just a fine.
Oh,
But they would have to, like, find it on you. They would have to, like, there's, like, a lot of hoops they'd have to jump through. I
yes.
mean, weed is obviously completely legal here,
Yeah, yeah,
and I
yeah.
believe mushrooms are decriminalized, and that's it. But it used to be everything under 3 grams, basically.
Was that what it was before?
Yeah. That's what it was when I was using drugs. I don't know. Yeah. I haven't kept up with it.
Yeah, I mean, fair, fair. How'd you get into content creation? Like, did you get out of rehab and just start doing it, or you
No,
always
I
into it?
started doing content creation before rehab. Um, I well, I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about this on here, but I used to be an online dominatrix.
What's that?
Men used to pay me to bully them online.
Really?
Eh, yes. Yes.
I never met
And I used
anybody.
to do
Yeah.
like OnlyFans.
Okay.
So, but that was after I started doing content creation. I have always had a TikTok account. I've always done like gifted collabs ever since I was 18, so for about 10 years.
Yeah.
But I've been banned on TikTok like 4 different times. It is what it is. And Instagram, I've always struggled with their terms and conditions, so it's a little
Instagram.
harder. But I've been doing content creation for around 10 years. I don't know. I've always liked social media. Like, I was always that kid in high school who had my phone like taken away because I was like posting something on social media. I've always loved social media. I've always understood the trends. I've always been very comfortable in front of a camera. So for me, that's like a big part of it is you can tell when people are uncomfortable versus comfortable in front of a camera. And that's something that I've always just been good at. Um, Being on stage, being in front of a crowd, being in front of a camera, it's all the same to me. And it just comes very easily to me, and I just like doing it.
You see, you have a lot of brand deals you be doing.
I do. I do.
A little paid promotion. Yeah, I
Yeah.
be seeing her like that. She in her bag. All right. I love to see people in the space, getting paid. You know what I'm saying? It's a good thing. It's a good thing.
I know, it's really fun because, like, I probably would post this stuff without being paid, but it's much better when I do get paid, you know?
Or do you feel like that affects like what you post? What you post now? Like, you
Yeah.
feel that?
Yeah. Like, it's hard. Especially on Instagram, it's very hard because choosing what audience I wanna post to is very difficult. Like, I had a bigger following when I was not sober because a lot of people followed me because I was that person, and, like, my whole entire addiction is forever on the internet, and I don't care, but, like, it's all there. Me actively using and, like, I was doing brand deals during my addiction, like rave clothes and stuff. I was making money. And now I struggle with what to post because I don't know who I'm posting for.
Damn, so you really been at this for a minute.
Yeah.
And I feel like, yeah, sober life, you were with them, but they on bullshit. So
Yeah, and they also wanted to like control like their influencer social media, like you couldn't take certain other brand deals. Like it was very difficult for something that you're not guaranteed money and they weren't paying you when they were supposed to.
I will say, like, since being in this space, I have met like some really dope people. There's a lot of like cool like sober coaches out there, like sober brands. Shout out Sober Golf. I fuck with that dude. I don't know.
So
I don't know if you seen him before that page.
no, there's a girl, actually, I don't think I'm gonna say where she's from, but, she goes by Sober Era, and her name's Erica. but she's amazing. She just put out a sober coaching program. Um, I don't know. I'm friends with like a lot more of like sober people on like TikTok. That
Yeah.
they find me there.
Okay. All right. Hell yeah. I mean, shit. Well, before we close out, is there anything, any motivation, anything you want to plug, you want to put out there?
I think what's important, and I wish somebody would have told me, is that you don't need to have a rock bottom in order to stop.
I've
You
heard
can
of.
just choose to stop.
I agree. I agree. I mean, just to choose a better life, choose growth.
Yeah.
But damn, yeah, y'all heard it here first, man. Hey, thank you so much for coming on here. I really appreciate
Thank
you
you for
taking the
having
time.
me. This
Of
was fun.
course, I know it's Sunday. I know people like chilling, but I'm really glad. Thank you so much for coming on here.
Thank you. This was good. This was good.
Of course. Well, if y'all made it this far, thank you for tapping in to the Sober and Unbothered podcast. I'm gonna catch y'all next week, man. Later.